Good morning, friends. I just got back to my apartment after an impromptu night at my parents' house, hence the fact that I'm wearing a Junior Jules t-shirt that I made to play Taylor Swift for Halloween my freshman year of high school. And no makeup. So I'm gonna freshen up for a bit, and then I have kind of a fun weekend ahead after having a very busy week. So yeah. Welcome back to the Video Diary series, fam! For those of you who don't know me, my name is Eva Britton. I'm a Christian college student in the performing arts, and I had a busy week, hence the fact that I haven't filmed one of these in a minute. And I have a kind of busy weekend too, because I have an audition this weekend, which yay, and also and I've got some work to finish up. So I'm gonna have some lunch, watch some TV, and then go into my work day. Nothing like that feeling of finally getting to submit an 8-page essay, 3,000 words that I've been working on relentlessly for the past week and that I've been stressing about relentlessly for the past week. I'm free! I am so excited. I am not like a shopper type person. I think I'm officially entering girlhood or womanhood or whatever it is, because I got my first little clothing haul from the interwebs that I've like just gotten for a random occasion without there being a special reason, and I'm so excited about it. And so I figured what better way to show that I'm entering my shopping vintage beach girl summer era than by doing a little haul with you guys and a little fashion show. Look number one. I definitely would not wear these together, I don't think, because it's just a lot of patterns going on. Like Y2K tank top, which I think is really cute, and I caved. These are the famous shorts of this summer. The red and white gingham picnic shorts. I am so pumped. I had also been realizing that I don't really have many like comfy oversized t-shirts. I have a couple sweatshirts, and as we're entering the warmer months, I was like, I want some comfy big oversized shirts, but I want them to have like graphic designs on them, but I want it to be something meaningful to me and not just something random. So I thought I'd get a couple cute Bible quote shirts, and this is me as a shirt. Like, I am in love with this whole little combo, and it's so soft, and it says, God says you are, and then a bunch of bows, and it cites the Bible verse that each attribute is from. I'm in love. It's me as a shirt, you guys. I also got a classic, iconic Make Heaven Crowded oversized t-shirt and the blue pinstriped shorts. I loved them so much. I love my cozy, comfy, cute, casual clothing and alliteration, clearly. Last one. Okay. This is adorable. Like, it is so soft too. I wasn't expecting it to be like this soft, but it's very comfy, and I like the little frillies. You guys, I'm into fashion now. If this is fashion, this is more like comfy casual clothes. Alliteration! The temptation to already change outfits and wear one of these looks is real, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go change into my God Says You Are shirt and my little red picnic shorts, because earlier, I have some auditions coming up this weekend because we've entered that time of the year, which for musical theater peeps is kind of audition season, which is kind of this like spring into summer time where everyone's announcing their seasons and all the audition dates are being announced as well. And I'm also trying to figure out how to mark up my sheet music right here, because this is like my go-to audition piece, and I have it cut currently to 32 bars, but the audition I'm going to requires 16 bars. So I'm thinking I might do two different highlight colors and be like, yellow is the 32 bar cut, and indicate that for all future 32 bar auditions, and then say, yeah, but blue is the 16 bar cut, and I'll let my accompanist know. I think I'm gonna do that. And then I'm going to indicate that I need a pickup note as well. If this is all gibberish to you, I feel like I want to do a whole video about like trying to build my audition book and kind of what it all looks like. Depending on where you're at in your musical theater career, you may or may not know what I'm talking about. Or if you don't do theater at all, you're probably like What the heck? So when I'm talking about different bar cuts, it's because in sheet music, there's different bars of music that make up the sheet music. And in auditions, typically they want to hear just a minute of you singing before they decide if they want to consider you for a specific role. Depending on if it's like a minute and a half or a minute, those are kind of the two time ranges. They go based on the number of bars written in the sheet music for your accompanist, which is the person playing the piano in the room, to play. And so 16 bars is typical for more professional auditions, and this is a general call, meaning it's for this company's entire upcoming season, and they might randomly reach out to me throughout the year if they're interested in working with me. Whereas a specific call would be auditioning for a specific show rather than an entire season of shows. So I have two contrasting pieces here. So where I'm going to indicate, how did I ask for pickup note? There we go. Okay, there we go. I have a little asterisk, 16 bar cut, start, and I have it highlighted blue. So now I need to go to the end of this piece. Oh, I'm also going to write the name of the song at the top of this page. So that's one piece done, and I can take the rest of the 32 bars and just kind of put that aside. I have my headshot and resume in the folder. It feels so professional and cool. I haven't used this piece in an audition before. I've been called back for this role before, and it's a piece that I know like the back of my hand, and I've drilled it a lot, so that's why I'm going into this audition with it. But I need to mark up this sheet music, so I'll kind of show you what it looks like afterwards. So basically, this was from when I did my 32 bar cuts at my school, and so I had that in yellow already. This is where I would come in after a long jump. So I've labeled it 32 bar cut, and I put the name of the song at the top again because the title page isn't included. And so down here in a different color, I'm going to tell the accompanist, hey, blue is the cut that I'm using, and I'll ask for a pickup note, which basically means that instead of playing this long intro where I'm not singing, I just ask for my note that I start singing on as like my cue note, and then I start, and then the accompanist joins in and follows me, which I prefer, I've found. Yeah, so I'll start singing this note once they give it to me. I go on throughout here, and that's how I end, and I make sure to really emphasize, and then we're done. And this is where it gets confusing because my other sheet music I printed double-sided, and I'm not doing a good deal of it. There's a lot of bars in that one, so the next page it'll look like just that. I slash through all the stuff I don't want them to play. So then they'll be like, okay, so none of that, and then I skip to this, and they see, oh look, more slashes, but that's the name of the song, and color. She said to start with the blue, so there's the start of my new 16 bar cut, and I once again ask for a pickup note. And then I monologue as well. And yeah, so that's what I have in my audition book for this weekend's auditions.
And now I pick up pizza and my soda.
Pizza and soda acquired. And bonus, on the walk home, I saw a floofer hiding in the bushes, a cat, and it came running towards me when I said hi, and I was like petting it, and then it got startled by a guy walking by, and he was like, I'm so sorry, that was my fault. Hey fam, it's later. I enjoyed most of my pizza, have some leftovers for tomorrow's lunch, and I have my Mountain Dew. Hang on, I got my Mountain Dew. I'll be honest, like this audition, I haven't been thinking about as much, and I think it's because I've been having a really busy semester. What with it being spring semester, that's when we have like midterms and end of the year coming up. Like we've only got like a month left of school. That's crazy. So I have multiple projects happening. I'm doing my practicum hours on top of the fact that now these different theater companies around town are announcing their seasons and their auditions. It's like I've been so focused on literally everything else and just getting it all done that my brain isn't in the typical audition state until tonight when I had most of my work done for the weekend and I was unwinding and I like couldn't relax because I suddenly had that revelation that, oh, I have an audition tomorrow. I'm glad that auditions don't take up so much of my energy and so much of my mental capacity. Like normally I'd spend so much time stressing about different auditions and over preparing, so my auditions were almost robotic, and I would like freak myself out and make myself more nervous in the moment. And my voice would shake, and I would get my little like hand tremors that I get when I get anxious. And I'm so glad that it's at the point where it's like oh yeah, I have an audition tomorrow, instead of I have the thing tomorrow that I've been stressing about for 10 months, you know? And I think it's because when you reach doing theater at the adult level, there's more opportunities, and my eyes have been opened to all the different companies out there and all their different shows and all that sort of thing. And so it feels less all or nothing than in the youth theater, when it was like you're just working on one show at a time, and it's like if you don't get what you want in that show, oh well, you still do it. And so I'm really grateful that auditioning doesn't take up as much space in my mind and my heart, and I can focus on other things, because it shouldn't. Theater shouldn't take up that much mental capacity, and it's supposed to be fun. That's something one of my voice teachers had to tell me once, because I do get very stressed very easily. I'm a very tightly wound person. And that brings me to what I was gonna talk about today, which is that as I've had extra work to be doing, I found myself stressing out about all the work that I had to be doing. And then I would have to like sit back and calibrate like, okay, wait, why am I stressing about this? Because I'm an anxious person, very prayerful as I'm doing that as well, and being like, okay, Lord, help me to put this into perspective. And like, obviously, Philippians 4:13, I can do all this through Christ who strengthens me. So in my brain, I have a lot of schoolwork to do. And then whenever I start like stressing about having all this work to do, instead of just thinking about, there's so much to do, I put it into words of like, okay, let me mentally list out the things I need to do, and then I'll realize the list isn't as long as I'm thinking it is. Or if it is as long as I'm thinking it is, and that makes it worse, I find a big reason why it stresses me out is because I either can't do the thing yet that's stressing me out for one reason or another, because it's like not available yet or whatever, in which case I don't need to be stressing about it because there's nothing I can do about it. Yeah. A lot of the source of my stress comes from my fear of not being prepared, or feeling underprepared, even though, because I tend to be very tightly wound and very extra over prepared, for me a normal amount of prepared is not enough. And so once I've done the like required amount of preparedness that I could go into an audition or a presentation with, I would like to be able to stop there, but then it's like I can't rest is what I've learned about myself. And I've gotten better about this in the social setting in terms of like spontaneity, and like a friend randomly saying, hey, do you want to meet up somewhere right now, and being able to say yes to that. It's so much less stressful to just stop what I'm doing and to go work and prepare than it is to stress about not being prepared and trying to distract myself from it. It's been really important for me to learn the balance between when I'm so stressed that I need a break versus when I'm so stressed that I need to get the work done so that it doesn't bother me anymore. For instance, this weekend I was thinking, oh my gosh, I have this big 3,000 word essay to do, and normally I visit my parents on the weekends after I go to the high school that I'm getting my hours at, and I was like, oh my gosh, but I'll be too distracted because I'll want to hang out with my fam, so I have to just go straight back to campus. And then I ended up just feeling convinced that I needed to go home just for a little bit, and that was exactly what I needed. I woke up this morning feeling super refreshed by just the fact that like I got to watch My Fair Lady with my parents. We made my favorite childhood meal, Norwegian pancakes, and had that for dinner, and we made cinnamon streusel muffins this morning, and I got my essay done outside. And then there was Buster and Oreo, the two cats, that were like in my business in the garden when I was out there studying, and it was just really nice. Yeah, and I think now I'm trying to figure out how do I get myself back to that state of peace now that it's like the night before I wake up to go downtown to audition somewhere. So basically this whole video is me trying to figure out the source of my current state of unrest so that I can put it to rest, to get the rest that I need before my audition tomorrow. Because that's the thing, is I chose material that I know like the back of my hand because I've auditioned with them a lot of times. And so there's really nothing more I could do to prepare for it. I think it's just the fact that I haven't had it at the front of my brain like I have for auditions past. So my little overachiever corner brain that I'm trying to unlearn and deconstruct is yelling at me like, you haven't done enough, when I have. And bad comes to worse, I have a bad audition and they don't cast me this time. Like, okay, there's other opportunities out there and it's not the end of the world, and I'm still only in college. It's not the end of the world. So yeah, I'm gonna chill with my Mountain Dew and just unwind for a bit.
Y'all, I just figured it out. The reason I'm stressing out right now about the audition tomorrow is because I have to go to my parents' house first, and I don't know yet what time I need to leave here to be there by, because I hadn't planned that mentally yet, and that has been messing up my brain. Why am I like this? So now I need to do the mental math to figure out when I need to leave here by and what I need to bring, and then my body temperament will be back to normal. So I really wanted to dive into my Bible reading tonight, so I did it a little earlier than I would normally do it. Normally I do it when I'm like falling asleep. And I just finished the book of Nehemiah, so I'm excited to start Esther again soon. They talk a little bit about the Sabbath in that, and that reminded me about how obviously in Genesis, when God's creating the world, the seventh day is meant for rest. Like, it's literally ingrained in us to require rest as a reset. That's how God built us, and he created 7 days in the week so that we had time to rest in addition to the work we need to be doing in this life. So for those of my fellow Christians who are busybodies, yes, God wired us to be busybodies, like that's just how he made us specifically, but he also, that doesn't mean we don't need rest. Yeah, and I think that's something that I didn't realize I needed until I gave myself that break this weekend at my parents' house. And I love my parents and my fam, and I'm very grateful that I got that time to just chillax. And I almost vlogged it, but I'm glad I didn't, because as much as I love you guys, it is nice to just kind of take those breaks and to just enjoy the moment and to enjoy the family he blessed me with, and doing the best I can in my audition tomorrow. And no matter what happens, I trust the plans God has for me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you liked it, I have a whole Christian video diary series playlist on my channel. And I'll see you guys next time.